G'day and welcome back to Down the Shed with Byron's Demolition Derby wrap-up video, where we were down in Mount Barker Speedway the other weekend. Now if you missed some of those videos, I'll put one or two of them up here, where we had 42 cars involved in a Demolition Derby. The Derby started off as a bit of a banger racing to start off with, where you're doing pit manoeuvres, handbrakies, putting your brakes on, letting them rear end you, or just kamikazing and sending your front end into other cars. And with 42 cars out on the track, it is an absolute ball. You don't know what to do. And for safety grandpa, I think he did more figure eights than what he did laps. Oh boy. And it's the first time all of my 5 GoPros worked, except we just didn't have them in the right angles. But, oh well, you get that. I hope whoever did watch those videos enjoyed them. Now, I started editing my mate Joe's video for the Derby, but some of the footage he had was either lost or a camera didn't work. So I'm still seeing if I can make that video happen. And today was one of the missions was to come out and strip the car down. So I started undoing bits and pieces to start pulling bar work out, the steel plate out the door, take my front tyres off of it, get my chains off and bits and pieces like that. And I thought I should just share with you guys the aftermath of what happened to some of the cars. Now, we did leave Paul from Old School Only's car down in Mount Barker, which seems to have an electrical fault. It just won't start. So I'll have a look at that later. We've also got Safety Grandpa's down in Mount Barker, but that still drives. It doesn't sound happy, but it does. And my mate Isaac's car, still there with a flat tyre. Oh, my mate Isaac. He obviously come in for the last hit Safety Grandpa, then sits there. And then all of a sudden the judges or the flag people all come in and go, all right, oh, you can get out of your cars now. But they weren't initially telling him to get out. He just heard that and got out. So he was roughly in that 10th position along with Grandpa there somewhere. So unfortunately, he missed out in the top 10 is what we can see from some of the footage. But anyway, he'll know that for next year. Now, if anyone remembers Joe's car from the year before, he rolled this and crushed the roof right in. So I spent a couple of days sorting it out and getting it back up and going again. And one wheel was bent like that and one was straight. So I ended up bending a steering arm back into position and doing a rough eye wheel alignment. Now, this time he's gone out, he has bent the front chassis rails right around, which is a top effort for him. And he's been stoved in really well on this passenger side. Now that floor is all pushed in. Now again, I see some of the bar work that the boys do over east, and I really like that. I reckon it's a good idea where you run one bar down from the B pillar down to the floor, or they go from the B pillar to A pillar. So that's a cool idea. I might look at maybe creating that in the future with a couple of cars and just trialing different systems, because the basics of what we need is from B pillar to B pillar, floor to roof. Now, I know Joe plausibly copped a gangster hit on the side here, but yeah, he was pretty much protected with the steel plate and the bar work inside. And heading back around to the back, he's still got plenty of real estate there to send back into people. But again, not sure if Joe could actually turn around and see. Now, this thing still just runs. Doesn't really drive, but it runs. The radiator is wrapped around the exhaust and transmission, and that front bar has just let go and is somehow jammed in there. Oh boy. But it still runs. So with the turn of the key, it runs, but it doesn't sound very happy. And I have a feeling it was spewing out transmission fluid somewhere, but it might be empty now. But that's Joe's little car. So I've got the process of just going through that and stripping out all the bar work and bits and pieces and then taking it down to scrap. Then we got me mate Daz's Volvo, which didn't go to plan initially. Now, if you guys haven't seen this, it's got the Strongbow bloody carby on it from an old Holden that Paul from Old School Only made work. But I think Daz sort of got a steering arm bent got himself caught up, and then it must have stalled on him, flooded or something along those lines, and couldn't drive anymore. But he ended up being a sitting duck and just getting slammed from behind. But yeah, that was about it for Daz. He's copped it in the back. Chassis rail has bent. I actually thought these would be a bit tougher than that. Anyway, you get that with a Volvo. Anyway, Daz had fun, and next year I think he's looking for another car. We've got my mate Adrian. He took out the pink cafe car. This thing here was used and abused by our mate Simon previous year in the Derby. Now, I think it only stopped because it's got no compression. I literally think it's just done a cylinder head, or it's bent valves, or it's done something, but it does not have any compression. That's turning over really easy. What we should do, I wonder if it's done a timing belt. No, I don't know. We'll have a look at that later. Anyway, it doesn't run. He copped a few hits, had a bit of fun out there, and had a good time. Oh boy, yeah, he copped a couple in the back there. Or was that from side? Yeah, that's definitely bent. That wasn't bent last time. He's copped a couple in the passenger side. Well, Adrian, you had a good crack, mate. Good work. Now to the little Ford Festiva that were given by Piranha Motorsports. I ended up building this car as a bit of a spare one, and our mate Zach took it out from Silent 6. And he had an absolute fat time, except done himself a CV joint and got hit awesomely in this A-pillar. It has bent all that floor in. Jeepers creepers. Yeah, it has bent all that side in. Now this little car still runs and drives. Oh no, doesn't drive because it's got a blown CV joint. I think Maddie was talking about grabbing another CV joint, possibly another radiator. Might have jammed up the radiator there. We'll have to have a look at that later. But she still runs and can be re-entered. Oh, he got a bit of a hit in the driver's side here. And from some of the video footage, he did a really good job. He got in the top 20-ish. Oh, no battery, or flat battery. He got into the top 20, which is awesome for his first time out there. And he had a fat time. Right, connect that up. All right, battery's connected. And this little nugget should start. Ah, weapon. It's good to go. Oh, something sounds a bit rattling. Oh, that'll be a CV joint I can hear rattling. Let's have a look under here. Yeah, you can hear it. Anyway, that's Zach's little car. So that's going to be re-entered hopefully next year. Over to the big fella's car. Now, I told the big fella he just had to go out and kamikaze, because when we checked the oil on it, it was about 2 inches over full and it looked like iced coffee. So we drained the oil out of it, threw some used stuff into it out of Mum's old Mercedes and sent it. He ended up coming second. And the thing that killed him and stopped him from going was our mate Andy hit him absolutely perler on that front strut here. Got him twice I think in his video. So now his strut is just jammed up against the tyre. So in his video you'll see him revving it up, slapping it into gear just to try and make it move. Oh boy, yeah, he cut the wicked hits on the side here. How good is that? Except I'm pretty sure when we had the bonnet open, that radiator is wrapped around the engine again. And he's bent all those chassis rails around into the transmission on this side. I know that one's still straight, so we could make this go again, I reckon. Well, last year my car was the first one out, so I got it around the wrong way. So there was no damage to my car. I brought it home, tried fault finding it, revving it up, upsetting the neighbours, etc. But I thought, you know what, it's got to go. I've replaced everything you can think of. And I went out there for parade laps and she conked out, and I went, You can't be serious. And I went to that point where you go from high to low, and I just went, you know what, I'm gonna go sit with the family, have some cold chips and a hot Coke, and just watch the Derby. But I went, no, I need to have a break, walk away, had a coffee, and I had some YouTube fans there that ended up shouting me a coffee, so dirty thumbs up to them. And I went back down the pits and went, you know what, we can make this happen. So I ended up pulling spark plugs out, having a look at it, getting it to rev again, and I was like, right, well, I'm not going to get a participation award by sitting here. We've got to get out there. And that's what I did. Drove it straight out, and it ran. It drove fine. And then once you started getting into it, she'd get upset. So this is where I'm thinking I've got a wiring fault somewhere. I've either cut something, or there's a loose earth or something along those lines. So what would happen is you drive along, it'd start to conk out, so I'd just slap it in the neutral and rev it up again. And I think most of my carnage in the rear happened right at the end, but I ended up dying right at the end. Oh, I copped some wicked hits on this driver's side, but that's all part of the game. And I was trying to protect my front end until we got to the end, but unfortunately the big fella just love tapped me and it conked out. Got another good one in the side here, and all that boot started to crumble in. Okay, well, you wouldn't believe it, wouldn't even write about it, but she'll start up now for you guys. You ready? Okay. There we go. It runs. You piece of ooga booga. Anyway, she runs still. There's plenty of life left in it, plenty of front end left to smash up. There's even plenty of boot to smash up. I've had some of these right up in there. I've seen photos of people having them up to here. Now that brings me to Western Australia's Demolition Derby. We've only got one a year. So Motorplex, they're not doing them. Obviously because we had poor numbers previous years, so we could only get 3 or 4 people nominating, which 3 of them were me. Me, Daz, DJ and someone else. I think it was a bloke called Freddie. But we couldn't get any more than 4. But I think it was more along the lines of, it wasn't advertised very well. It might have been like one ad up, and it didn't say anything about prize money, trying to give anyone incentive to come along. I did try and call them up, and I had a yarn with a bloke called Riley or something like that. And also we did a How Ridiculous video there, and I spoke to another dude called Michael there, and I tried to, you know, promote the Demolition Derby a bit more and see if they were interested, but haven't really heard anything from them. I've tried emailing, but I haven't tried lately, or haven't tried very hard, but I'm hoping they see some of this footage and go, we need to bring the Demolition Derby back to Perth and see if we can get all the country boys to come up here, which I think would be cool. We do that city versus country again. Now, Bunbury did a Demolition Derby, the last one I was in, and I got second for that one, but again, we had 6 cars for that, maybe 7. And again, I think poor numbers and possibly not the best advertising. But it'd be cool if we could get 2 a year. And that's where it brings me to the point where I would re-enter this just for a arena style derby. If there was something at Motorplex in a couple of months time, right, I'd knock a bit of the mud off and would send it back out there and have another crack. But because there's only a derby once a year, sort of want to have a fresh car. Even like Joe's, that's definitely gone. But I know there's a lot of people out there saying, why don't you reuse your car? Well, this one's been a pain in my butt and I don't want to play with it anymore. So I want to get myself a fresh one for next year's Demolition Derby down in Mount Barker, where we're hoping to break records again. They'd love to get to 50 cars out there. Now that would be awesome. And at the moment, I think I've got about 20 people keen, but we'll see when the day comes around. Make a bit of a proposal where we could do a Demolition Derby for the start of Mount Barker's season again, where you take down a rebuilt car. So e.g., I do re-enter this. It's either $50 entry or free entry, something along those lines, to encourage people to bring a used car back to the Demolition Derby. but it has to be used. You can't have a new one, otherwise you get penalised. You should, I don't know, you get penalised $100 nomination or something like that. Just something funny, or you have to buy a round at the bar or something like that. But try and promote rebuilding a car that you've got to bring back down. But I don't know if they're going to go with that idea at the moment. Also played with the idea where we do the Demolition Derby, do the arena, and then half an hour everyone's got. If you can get your car running again, bang, we do another arena derby, which I think would be cool for the crowd that are hanging back just for the, what do you call it, the presentations. So you've got a few people up there with a bottle of confidence and you just see the carnage happening again. But we'll see what happens. Now, if you've got any ideas, or if you are a speedway out there and want to do a derby, I don't know, reach out to us and see if we can make something happen. But I think the biggest thing speedways need to do if they would like to promote a Demolition Derby is you need to have advertising easy 6 months out. Talk to other speedways so you don't clash with dates. Prize money, incentive to make someone take a car out and smash on, because we are putting a show on for the crowd and it does bring an audience in. I know for Mount Barker, just myself, I brought down plausibly 5 families, and then also got mates from Sydney, Adelaide, all that coming over, which then encouraged more people to come down to the little town and spend money. So it's a good thing at the end of the day. Now, if you've got any ideas that we could probably throw out to other speedways to try and promote it, I don't know, throw it in the comments. If you were at the Mount Barker Speedway and enjoyed it, let us know. Or if there's anything we need to improve, because we can only go forward from here. Righto, if you haven't seen any of the YouTube videos that we've put up, I'll put 1 or 2 around here. Otherwise, dirty thumbs up, take it easy, and let's make Demolition Derby great again in WA. Righto, see you when I'm looking at you.